And we'll have to wait and see where the swaps end up here for Frederion, because Set at the moment is in the top side.
Okay.
Which, you know, definitely could also be the case. Both Hoya and Lava have one game of Renekton, which is a loss. So nobody on this team has won with Renekton just yet. Alongside the Karma. The Gwen and the Camille can do some crazy stuff. If Keen even decides to join any team fights, we'll have to wait and see how the game does play out and just how far Keen can get ahead in the lane, as is almost the expectation at this point.
Because they don't really need to.
Oh, he's going to see him over the wall here, and is looking to hop that wall, fly in a bit of trouble, gets flashed on, and he is just gone. Doesn't even bother to use his flash, knows that he is absolutely dead.
Dread.
Oh man, the timing of this on the counter gank as well, as in comes Hoya trying to set this up. They don't quite have the damage to take down the Set, and in goes Umpty, and there is no escape for Dread, as he will go down, and that's a second kill for the General.
I don't think they are in a great position in this game. As you pointed out, they can get rid of the fear and just dive. You have Rakan, you have Dominus, you have the ultimate, right, available from Umpty as we go.
Speaking of which, they're just going to lose that fear, and we lose 2 Afrika members, and that's all you have to do.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for listening, Frederion. Really appreciate it, and that is exactly what they need to do, because
as they see them in the brush, I mean, Keen should know this. He's going in. He's just trying to kill Henna, and they absolutely will. And just like that, they get it done. But look at this. Frederion is so powerful as well in the team fight. They have a lot of damage, but they're still going to back away. Seeing the power of that Karma as well coming through, and the Arcane Comet over the top. Just going to kill the enemy support as well for some bonus golds here on the side of Afrika with Dragon available.
Lady, hook shots on top of you. It's just nothing, and they know.
Yeah.
They see them. And Keen, like, that's just fun execution as well. Leo has the ultimate ready. Keen goes for the hook shot flash, which means there's basically nothing that is really to be done there. And then the follow-up damage is nice, but between Dread as well as Fly's damage with a beautiful comment there.
But he has Stopwatch, which is basically an item in itself, at least for one fight.
Sitting a lot of gold as well. I also love the pickup of the Serpent's Fang here from Henna. He's playing into Karma. I feel like we need more explanation. Yeah, it's like
that's nice. The end of that explanation.
Yeah, it's nice into Camille, but
uh-oh. Keen's in a bit of trouble here. He might just get Wombo combo down. There's his GA. Just goes away, and can he hookshot over the wall? He's gonna flash actually, but he cannot get away, and that is a massive pick for Frederion as they're immediately setting their sights on the Baron.
GA gone as well, like, makes it even worse.
얘 그냥 압박 받는다. 이거 핑크 좀 지워줄래? 좋아, 형 살짝만 봐줘봐. 이거 카밀 일로 오면 볼게. 이거 볼게 이거. 얘 가엔이야, 가엔이야. 확실하게 봐줘. 이거 비벼서 이 막아. 잡아.
He's basically just setting everything up, and he's just piece by piece. As we have a fight in live, as you were saying, Chronicler, the game looks like it's just over here as Keen, Leo, and Dread, the 3 guys, the 3 carries that had to scale. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this time as the push with Baron is coming down, barreling down the mid lane. We are looking at them trying to end the game here right now. As Dread, they're trying to get that damage in, but the amount of CC they have is huge. Nice stopwatch from Keen, but even Hoya is getting so much value on that front side. And 5v3, they will easily be able to clean this one up as the Nexus just needs to be focused, and Frederion will be running away with this game number 1.
Just a clean game. Yeah, start up the game with a nice gank on Fly, then snowball a little bit more when you find a really great read on top side. And wow, Frederion, I'm on board.
Yeah. This is the thing about this team is that sometimes this happens and they dominate game 1. They come out and the draft really impresses you in game 2, and you're like, where was this in the 7 losses you guys had?
Get an aggressive early game in, and while we always used to tout Afrika as an early game team, I feel like they've slowly pivoted away more and more from that. And now in this game, I think they need to really, really push as far as they possibly can in the first 10-15 minutes.
Look at this.
Yep, level 1 invade.
We've seen
Start
a lot
up
of
immediately.
solo players do this. Yeah.
He knows.
And the Ashe as well, it helps spot him. He doesn't quite have the smite. And Umpty's just gonna smite it down and say, okay, cool story. Now Lava's coming on over, Fly is as well, but the skirmish is on and Umpty's taking a lot of damage. They're trying to trade it back though. The smite comes in as the flash from Umpty gets him to safety, but the fear here from Fly is quite big. Now Umpty was waiting the whole time, the damage isn't there.
Also another one, but
look at Umpty's pathing. He's immediately coming up to the top side and the damage is already coming through. Keen, he's in so much trouble, tries to trade it back, but he cannot, and Umpty again is gonna, yeah, I mean, especially for this game, right? It's gonna be so fantastic at getting him to the next stage, and Dread seems to know that Umpty is on his wolves. He comes in, but immediately the rotation is there for Frederion. Invasion not ending just yet. His volleys are coming out, they're fighting over this Gromp now. Dread just gonna get his smite up now, looking for that snipe.
Smite. Get it. Yeah.
It's a snipe twice, but has a good idea. The Dread is here. There's a ward down. And now they're considering getting on top of this Gwen as they're inside the mist and Dread can't get out. He says, no, I'll take your Krugs. But that is a mistake. And Hoya.
And then it just doesn't amount to anything. Like, Fly has not been involved in any play.
Oh boy. Seems like he saw this coming, but the fear is going to deny it. And that is 4v1. In the mid lane with the Rift Herald available for Dread. You can see here the importance on the Drake once again coming through. Lava was able to push the mid lane as teleport ward available, and here comes Fly. That's just going to be Rise taking it down, and as in goes Dread, he's just going to be kidnapped here, and down he will go. And coming in from behind now is Fly trying to get that kill. He picks up one. He's going to get two. Fly on the Nocturne gets a lot of value, as now Keen and Hoya are going to join, and this time fighting front to back. Hoya doesn't have much support. He's trying to turn it around a little bit, but he's not going to be able to. So will be a 3-for-2 in favor of Afrika, but the Drake did go the way of Frederion.
Bad. He deals with anyone basically really quickly, and it would be excusable if the Paranoia wasn't just used, right? Because one of the reasons why the Paranoia is so, the Nocturne Raider is so valuable is because normally you can't teleport here because Nocturne would press R, but there is an ultimate available, right? Like we see Hoya in the lane. If he teleports 3 seconds earlier, I think you have the Cyclone here already, right? Like it makes a really big difference. It doesn't provide Fly with as much opportunity. However, instead, we see that it is a favorable trade. However, the Drake goes to Frederion, and considering the fact that this, at the very least, even in a awful scenario, and Hoya doesn't have teleport available, so do actually really like this. And Afrika putting down an aggression. Once they get to the turret, though, it's a little bit riskier. Hannah has great weapons.
Here we go. Hannah is just going to try to flash away, but everybody's just bursting him down. The Diana just gets stunned down by Lehens, but that is a nice follow-up here from Umpty. He's going to get the two of them, and Lava has made his way over as well, able to trade back a couple here for Frederion. Lehens and Dread will just be able to run away. But still, that rotation that came in from Frederion was so important, as here we go. This is what happens. The Cyclone comes in, and Keen now is trying to trade it back. He's up a level, and he still can't do anything. Gets solo killed by Hoya.
We say it so many times, but it's again, Umpty reads the play so well. They know that this is going on. He's already in position here.
Yeah.
Sure, eventually the Athenas goes down because everything gets thrown at him. But Delight and Umpty, they're here. They're completely fine. Look at the damage on Leo. That's disgusting. He just gets blown up immediately. And if that wasn't enough an even trade that was set in play by Afrika, Hoya getting solo killed is the epitome of this matchup.
He's already calling it. He's like, yeah, I got him.
Woo! Woo!
There you go.
Who knows?
I don't know. I'm just turning it on, but here Delight is going to get caught, but he is set as he sets up a nice little play, but going forward now is Fly. And this is really broken up on the side of Frederion, but here's the turn. In comes Lava, and Umpty gets a big ultimate. That's so much damage, but look at Dread on the backside. Hoya's trying to trade it back. As Leo's still alive here, he doesn't have much mana. As the stopwatch, you can't do that anymore. Not able to get on in there. Hoya trying to frontline now, as the clone will go down, and Leo Now trying to set something up for Keen, who has a full health bar. Let's see the shock blast. Or not. He's just going to walk away. Doesn't want to face check the brush. Probably the right idea, but the Drake still available. I think we have more action coming soon. Paranoia's not up yet. I think this is a moment here. We got Cyclone coming up right now.
Oh boy.
Moonfall as well. I think Frederion, they're ready to pull the trigger. Here we go once again. They got that front line, and there's the wombo combo. Lehens tries to get into that back line. The Paranoia does come through, but it's a little bit too little, too late. Fly, though, is trying desperately. And yes, they'll finally take down the Aphelios, but that will be it, as another Drake will go the way of Frederion.
General Umti leads his troops to certain victory, Valdez, because Fred and Brion are looking amazing in this game against Afrika. Just do stuff. We don't
you
really
have a
care
shield,
about
though.
you.
You're fine. Like, don't worry about it.
As it's Umti that gets the pick on Keen, and that's the really big one. Leo also trying to do as much damage as he possibly can, but there is no way that you get away. Diana throws a single Q. Hoya is doing so much in these fights, and then fight's over. It's done.
As okay, we got this Drake coming up here. This is Ocean Soul in 30 seconds. Afrika, they kind of have to make their last stance here, as they're just going to press their buttons and try to get in there. But the Light, this time he's going to get a massive engage for his team. And look at Hoya on the backside as well. Fly and Dread desperate to do something on the back line themselves. But the answer will be that they cannot, as Henna actually does damage, and Bro say, well, let's just take the Baron instead.
Oh, I thought he was going to be left behind. It was going to be so metaphorical for this entire game, but he doesn't.
As okay, we're getting aggressive here, looking for a pick onto Lehens, and at this point, pretty much anybody just explodes, though Lehens is going to survive. After all of that, here comes Fly. He's like, well, this game is over. Let me get in there. Might as well. Honestly, you don't even blame him. Nice teleport here from Hoya. Keeps the minion alive. Actually, not even kidding on that one. As the push comes through.
I'm going to assume that Fly already pressed R as... Oh, Leo!
Uh-oh.
Never mind, Aphelos has no damage.
Yeah. As, okay, we're getting on in there. Delight just doesn't seem to care, as the damage is just way too much. Smacking them with their bank accounts at this point, as Hoya's just frontlining. Dread says, no, you can't just do that forever here. Although Jace goes down and the push continues, as Hannah still has full health and actually does do damage to turrets at least, as now we have the engage coming through. Stopwatches abound, and we are going to have our 2-0, it's looking like here. Another stopwatch for Lava as they're trying to kite back. Fly is desperate, but no, Hannah's just full health. He's going to pick up a triple kill on top of the Nexus going down, as Frederion will 2-0.
Forever alone.
Not able to match up, but he was able to solo kill Keen, so none of that matters. And yeah, showing the power as well of a Wukong that's able to stabilize after level 6, get some pressure from the jungle, and actually get something going. So.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason with the interview translation. We're here joined by Umti Hoya from Frederion, ending their 4-match-long losing streak. How are you feeling, Umti? First up, I'm super happy, you know. I think I've been underperforming these days. It has been pretty embarrassing for myself, but I'm glad that I was able to step up today. And Hoya, this is your first interview, right? You look pretty nervous, but I think you had a decent performance. How was today's match? We were having some rough time during the losing streak, but I'm glad that we were able to stop it, and at the same time, I'm glad that I'm doing this interview right now. And maybe it was Delight at the end of the game too. He was like, oh, it's been so long since he had Umti and Hoya carry. What does that mean? I mean, if I had the chance, I would have stopped him, but, you know, it's a bummer that I couldn't. But it's true, I have been, you know, not performing these days. And I think this time around, I was able to, you know, show up, and my teammates are also recognizing it. And your performance today doesn't really reflect the long losing streak because it was so clean. So what kind of preparation did you guys go through? Me, myself, you know, I tried some new methods in terms of practice, and I think that helped me a lot. Could you kind of elaborate that? It's part of our strategy, so I cannot really reveal. And Frederion took down Leaf Sandbox, Taman Kia, Dongxin Red Force, and Africa Freaks. You guys are the top team slayer here in the LCK. How do you like that title? I think that's a pretty negative, which means we are, you know, having a lot of ups and downs. So I think we have to work on it in order to have a consistent performance and result. You had some solid performance in game number 1, but game number 2 as well. I think you had some great setups and pathing. You know, Nocturne together with the jungler, they were making a lot of, you know, wraparound play, but you were able to read that action and countered so effectively. So looking at the comp, what was the focal point in game number 2? To be honest, we won based on the priority that our laners had. So game number 2, we knew that Africa will go, you know, much harder in the laning phase. They were gonna take some strong picks. So our head coach told me to, you know, you have to cover your laners better this time around. I guess you know, played accordingly to the champion matchup in lanes. So I guess Diana, it's one of your favorite picks for you, But we also want to know about the Lee Sin jungle. Do you think that's out of the meta now? I mean, Lee Sin champion itself isn't that bad, but I'm just bad at it. Especially, you know, even though my team was leading the game, we lost because of me 3 times. So if I can, you know, get rid of that mistake, you know, everyone could have just carried the game and took away the victory. So I think Lee Sin is a good champion. It's about me not being able to pilot it really well. I think late game carry picks are the meta in the jungle role, but Victory keeps saying that Gwen jungle is a budget Diana jungle, and it was the truth for both games today. I mean, if Gwen is perfect, well, I would like to say Gwen is better than Diana, but Gwen is just a new champion, and not many players are really that used to playing her in the jungle. So I think later, maybe the matchup could be turned around. And Hoya, you decided to play Wukong into Jace, and that was your first Wukong of the summer split. Tell us about that pick. I didn't mean to play Wukong at all. I wanted to play Set, but I just wanted to scare him, so I told him to do the Wukong hover, and then Edgar and the teammates were like, wait, Wukong is so good into Jace, and they just locked it in, so I was like flustered a little bit. I guess the Wukong hover was just for the mind game, right? Yeah. But I guess there was some success on that pick during scrims, right? Yeah, pretty much. That pocket pick Wukong was actually super destructive, and you even solo killed Keen's Jace. And I think Wukong is now becoming one of your power pick. In the matchup specifically up against Jace, I think Wukong is really good. I think it's a decent pick right now. And Cloud Templar is making a meme, don't give this champion over to Hoya. It was Gnar and Gwen, and now it's Wukong. I know their region, you know, but at first it sounded like, you know, I'm a Gnar one trick. So it actually has become a motivation for me to, you know, improve. With this perfect performance, you guys uncuff your losing streak, and you'll be facing off DRX in the upcoming Sunday. How are we going to prepare for that match to continue a winning streak? The DRX series was a tough loss, you know. It was a crushing loss for us. I just want to be a slayer into every team, not just a giant slayer. So we will try to, you know, come back stronger in order to have a consistent performance. The fact that we lost to DRX 2 weeks ago, it's still a vivid memory in our hearts. So we will prepare hard in order to get our revenge. And wish you the best of luck in that upcoming match, and congratulations on the win. And this will be the end of the interview. Thank you.